Richard, I just want to let everybody know that this is the first time we're going to do wide receiver rankings. So I want to appreciate and thank you for coming on here and sharing your wide receiver rankings. And just a little setup here. Can you tell us why you wanted to do a top 30 rankings for wide receivers before we get started?
Well, first of all, I've wanted to do wide receiver rankings, and by popular demand, we are going to do them this week. And I want to do 30. Normally a 24 would be good, right, for two starters in a 12-team league. But we just wanted to add a little extra cushion, 6 more players, and make it an even 30.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on here. Let's get started for the top 30 wide receiver rankings for week 3.
All right, we're going to start at number 1, DeAndre Hopkins. He'll be home against Detroit. So far through 2 weeks, has 25 targets. Kyler Murray has looked good. That offense has looked good. The whole team has looked good. Number 2, Davante Adams at New Orleans. He missed a lot of the game last week, apparently hurt, hamstring possibly, but everything points to him playing this week, and if he does, he's going to have a great week. Number 3, Tyreek Hill at Baltimore. Tough matchup, and Tyreek Hill doesn't get as many targets, obviously, as Hopkins or Adams, but when he does, he makes things happen. Long touchdowns are what Tyreek Hill does, which fantasy players love. Number 4, Calvin Ridley. Kind of a surprise, but for those of you that have been following fantasy closely, not a surprise. He's home against Chicago. 22 targets so far. And Ryan, is he for real?
Over the last few seasons, like you mentioned, people thought he was going to do good. They had him, they drafted him, and he didn't really show up. But this season, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in each of the first 2 games. So I definitely think that you gotta ride with him while he's hot.
Number 5, we're going with another Falcon. That offense is lighting it up. Julio Jones will be home against Chicago. Again, Ryan has been passing well, and I think there's enough for both Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones. And number 6, Amari Cooper will be at Seattle. Dallas passes a lot. Amari Cooper is gonna do well again, and that will be a shootout. Cowboys, Seahawks will be a shootout. Number 7, DK Metcalf, home against the Cowboys. We just mentioned it. Shootout. And Russell Wilson will be passing more than he has in the past, which is, I can't wait to see it. Number 8, Stefon Diggs, home against the Rams. As a Dolphin fan, I saw what Stefon Diggs did to the Dolphins. He looked good. He looked tough, making great catches. I like Stefon Diggs.
I think that chemistry between Allen and Stefon Diggs is just going to blossom. They really showed a lot of trust in each other this past week. I think it's just a matter of time, and that's just going to keep growing. So I like what they got going on there.
And number 9, Mike Evans at Denver. This might be a little high for any Tampa Bay receiver, especially with how Brady has been playing. But I think Mike Evans is going to be the guy. I'm going to drop Godwin. I dropped him down a little. Godwin's coming back from a concussion. So Evans this week, number 9.
Well, just to support your decision to move Mike Evans up within the top 10, they're going against that Denver defense, and without Von Miller, they're looking pretty bad. And I think he's going to have a breakout thing. So that defense against the pass is ranked 25th. So I think you're good on that one.
And number 10, kind of my surprise pick of the week, DJ Moore at the Chargers. Through 2 weeks, it looks like he's Bridgewater's favorite target. 22 targets so far. So I like DJ Moore here. And number 11, Tyler Lockett, who will be home against the Cowboys. Again, shootout. Russell Wilson's going to be passing a lot. Let's put in another Seattle receiver. At number 12, Terry McLaurin for the Washington football team. Here's a guy that's very talented, is making things happen. Haskins has not looked good, but when he does pass, he passes to this guy. And number 13, Allen Robinson at Atlanta. This is another guy, uber talented receiver, quarterback that's shaky. I think because of the matchup, this is the week he kind of he scores. Number 14, Adam Thielen, home against Tennessee. Someone's got to get the ball in Minnesota. So far, it's been Thielen. He's a good receiver. Let's see if Minnesota wakes up and gets a win this week. At number 15, Kenny Golloday is back. Boom! He's an explosive receiver, but we don't know how much they're going to use him in week 1 or his first week. So we'll see. I have him at 15, but Golloday could easily be a top 10 receiver the rest of the year. Number 16, JuJu Smith-Schuster, home at Houston. Big Ben, good quarterback, has been throwing well. JuJu, 16. Number 17, Odell Beckham, who will be home against the Washington football team. I like Beckham a lot, right? He's a great receiver, can make things happen. I don't like Baker Mayfield, and it looks like home against Washington is going to be a lot of running. It's going to be a lot of Chubb, a lot of Hunt. That's why I like them both in my running back top 30. And I think Beckham will do the same. He's going to be touchdown dependent. He's not going to have many targets. And if he doesn't score, not going to be good fantasy-wise. Number 18, Keenan Allen, home against Carolina. Here's a suspect defense, and you have Herbert, who looked good last week. Keenan Allen, his value is going up, but if Tyrod Taylor plays. Number 19, Robert Woods at Buffalo. I like Woods here because the Rams, that offense is a good offense. Woods so far hasn't done anything spectacular, but Goff likes to throw. McVay likes to throw.
Robert Woods should be a little bit higher for this week's matchup. If Miami and that offense can pass all over Buffalo, I think the Rams are going to do really well. So I think he should be a lot higher on your list.
And number 20, we have Julian Edelman, who'll be home against the Raiders. Edelman's another guy that's going to be rising if Cam Newton keeps playing the way he has. Ryan, is Julian Edelman gaining steam? Is he going to be a viable fantasy option?
Well, if Cam Newton keeps playing like he's doing, he's exceeding all the expectations that I think a lot of fantasy owners were putting on him, and actually the whole league. So if Cam keeps playing like that, he's going to have some good games.
21, Chris Godwin at Denver. Here's the guy coming back from concussion. We'll see how much he plays. Very talented, but again, Brady's been shaky. 22, DeVante Parker at Jacksonville. Good matchup for DeVante Parker. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to have a good day. The only thing holding Parker back is his injuries. Number 23, Cooper Kupp at Buffalo. Again, this is a offense that likes to pass. They're playing against Buffalo, that the Dolphins shredded. So Cooper Kupp, I think, is also going to have a good game. Number 24, T.Y. Hilton, home against the Jets. Good matchup. Where is T.Y. Hilton? I think this is the week. He's going to have a long touchdown. Boom. Put him in your top 30. Number 25, CeeDee Lamb at Seattle. Here's a guy who had over 100 yards last week, and I think he's going to do well again this week. Prescott is throwing it a lot. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be your number 2 on that offense. I think it's going to be Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, and don't be surprised if at some point CeeDee Lamb is the man. Number 26, Diontae Johnson, home against Houston. This is Pittsburgh's number 2. And again, that's a team that's going to be passing a lot. They're going to be running and passing. It's a good offense. And there's room for Diontae Johnson. Number 27, John Brown, home against the Rams. This might be another high-scoring affair between Buffalo and the Rams. So I like John Brown. He looked good against the Dolphins. I think he's going to do well again this week. Number 28, Robby Anderson at the Chargers. Here's a guy who's put up big numbers through 2 weeks, and no one's talking about him. Mainly because he's, I guess, number 2 to DJ Moore in Carolina. But Teddy Bridgewater, he's been looking for these 2 guys, and they've been putting up numbers. Number 29, Marquise Brown, home against Kansas City. Here's a talented receiver. We know Lamar Jackson doesn't like to throw very much, but when he does throw, it's usually big plays because the defense is playing the run. He's throwing into man coverage, sometimes to wide open receivers. So Marquise Brown at number 29. At number 30, Will Fuller at Pittsburgh. Well, where did Fuller go week 2? After a good week 1, I don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. I don't know, but I like Will Fuller here at number 30.
Yeah, Richard, well, thanks for sharing your wide receiver rankings. Can't wait to see how they pan out. Thanks for sharing some of these rankings with us. And thanks for another great episode.
Thank you, and good luck to everybody in fantasy.